Hello guys, you're watching basic Cisco CCNA troubleshooting skills. This video we're going to cover how to configure router RIP version 2 on the router. So this is a scenario that I've gotten off the website. We're going to go ahead and troubleshoot this scenario, and we're going to solve this problem through the protocol RIP version 2. Now, as you can see, what we have here, we have two PCs. We got a switch that's directly connected to the PC going to this router, and then we have our router 2 over here that's connected with a serial cable to router 3, which is on a different network, using a class B IP address that is connected to a switch, and that is connected to our server. So this is our DNS server, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to allow full connectivity between these devices and the network. And how we're going to verify this by making sure that we can access the website cisco.com, and make sure that we're able to ping our PC1 to the IP address 172.16.1.2. So without further ado, let's come in and jump into this lab. Before we do this, let's go ahead, and if you're using Packet Tracer, then I highly recommend that you do a lot of labs to prepare for your exams. So let's go ahead and label the IP addresses on our routers, so it's easy for us to identify which interface has what IP address. So first I'm going to go ahead and give this an IP address, which is 192.168.1.254. That's my IP address over here on this interface, gigabyte 0001. I'm gonna go ahead and put the IP right there. What's the other IP 001, and that is 2.1. So let's go ahead and put that here, 192.168.2.1. This is our second interface on the router number 2. We have 192.168.2.2. Let's go ahead and give that here, 192.168.2.2. And on the serial port, we have 3.1. I'm gonna come here and give it an IP address, 192.168.3.1. Correct. I hope I'm not mistaken. Let's double check that. 3.1. Let's go ahead and put that right underneath the serial numbers, and I'm gonna go ahead and attach this lab for you here. So if you want, you can go ahead and play with it yourself. And let's see what we got here at router number 3. We have a serial port with an IP of 192.168, as you can see right here, 3.2. Let's go ahead and come into 192.168.3.2. And I think, okay, we have an IP here, so we don't need to label that, right? Let's come here and put the IP right over here. Okay, so now we know what are the IP addresses on each interface. So this one is actually gigabyte 0/0/0 IP, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put that here. Now let's go start troubleshooting. So right now I'm on the PC and go on the command prompt, and so we get a ticket that this computer is not able to access the DNS server, not able to access website. So first thing we want to do is we want to come here and let's see what our IP address is and see if the IP are even configured. So we can see we have the right default gateway. It's on the same correct subnet. We're going to go ahead and ping the default gateway to make sure that we are connected to that. Okay, we're connected, no problem. Let's see if we can get to the next hop. So you want to go through the process of elimination, make sure you're able to communicate with the networks that the router is connected to. And yes, we are able to get to that too, and because we are directly connected, right? That's pretty obvious. And then we're going to go ahead and ping 192.168.2.2 C. Oops, here we go. It looks like we are not able to communicate and we're getting a request timeout. That means our packet is not even getting there. All right, we can do another command to see where our connection is, where our packet stops. Let's see, Tracer. We're gonna give it 172.116. What's the IP here? 1.1.2. So you can see it's going through the gateway and it stops right at the router 1. All right, so let's go ahead and see what our configurations are on the router. We're going to log into the router, see what protocols are running. And it looks like we have no protocol. Let's check for, let's see what let's do a show IP route, see what routes we have on the router. And as you can see that it only has the IP address of those networks that are directly connected to the router. That means this router is not going to forward any packet to the other networks. All right, so here lies the problem. It doesn't have the route to the other networks. Let's go ahead and configure those routes using RIP version 2, and that is done in global configuration mode. Oops, oh my god. Let's do config T router RIP version 2, and here we're going to put networks that we are directly connected to. So 1.2.168.1.0 and network 192.168.2.0, right? Because these are the network we're directly connected to. And here we go. We're gonna exit again, and we're gonna see what our routes look like now. First, we're gonna make sure. Oops, I'm sorry. So now you can see, before when we did show IP protocol, it didn't have any routes. It didn't show anything for that matter. And you can come here and look here at the top. When we put that command, we got absolutely nothing. But now, as you can see, we have two routes that this router is routing for. And you can see that here, show IP route. I think I made a spelling mistake. All right, now, all right. Okay, let's go ahead and come on this router. And here we're gonna check the configuration first, see if there are any protocols running here. Excuse me, show every protocol. And as you can see, no protocol. Let's see what the routes are. Yep, again, only those networks. So we're on router 2, and you can see that we're connected. Only the routers that are connected are showing on the routing table, right? So this router is connected to 2.0. You can see that here. It's connected to 3.0, and it's showing up here. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and configure this router for router RIP 2 network. We're going to do that for 92.68.2.0, and we're going to do it for 3.0, right? That's the other network. We're going to exit out, and we're going to see, we're going to check for the protocol. Great. Hold on, just let me double check this. Okay, show IP route. All right, now you can see that this R is what the router is learning through router RIP, and you can see that it's learning about 1.0 network via 2.2 network, right? 2.0 network, I'm sorry, right? So now you can see the routing table is building up. Let's go ahead and check the final router and see what we have here. We're going to enable password, and we're going to show IP route. Show IP route. Again, no router running on this either. No protocol running on this either. Show IP protocol. No protocols either. So let's go ahead and configure this router too. Again, router RIP version 2, and we're gonna do this for the network 3 and 3.2, 168.3.2, and for the network. All right, so if you want, you don't have to put the whole thing, you can just put the first 3 letters. So I'm gonna put net 172.16.1.zip. Here we go. We're gonna exit out of this and show IP protocol. As you can see now, it's running protocol, and let's do show IP route to see what is in the routing table now. And as you can see that now this router number 3 has the route for 1.0 network, 2.0 network, and so hopefully now when we ping, when we send a packet, those routes are going to be able to communicate, since now they have these routes in their routing table through RIP version 2. So let's just see if we're able to ping 192.168.1.254. Oops. Yeah, it looks like we should be good to go. So come back here and let's see if we can ping our DNS. Yep, and it looks like we are, oh, actually I remember the tracer command. Let's do the ping command. 172.16.1.2. Okay, so there still seems to be an issue. So this means the packet is going there, but it's not coming back. Let's check it out. Let's see what the problem is. All right, let's see. The RIP version 2 network. We're in 192.168.1.0. All right, let's see if we have. Let's see if we can ping this. Let's do some troubleshooting. All right, so it has this router number 2 has the route for 2.0 and 1.0. So I think this is not where the problem lies. I'll show IP route. this has the route for 1.0 as well, 1.0 and 2.0. Okay. Let's see what we have here. It's routing for 2 and 3. Okay, we're good here. And let's see what we got here. Oops. Exit out of this. Show IP protocol 192.168.1.0 and 2.0. It's very strange. Let's see. IP config. Here we go. What was I doing wrong? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my God, I can't believe that. So I was putting 171. Okay. So 172.16, we're able to ping that. So here we go. We have troubleshooted this network where RIP version 2 wasn't running, routers were not able to communicate. So I hope you guys learned something. I'm going to attach the lab in the description. You can download the link, and thank you so much for watching.